Welcome back, everyone. We are here today for the Battle for Indiana 2020. My name is Wilson Avila. I am here alongside my co-host, Golden Quack. We're very excited to be bringing to you today some riveting Overwatch gameplay. Yesterday we got to see some Valorant and some Rocket League, and I'm very interested to see what we have today. Aren't you, Quack?
Absolutely. This is going to be a fun day of games and, complete chaos, and I love it.
Absolutely right you are. Now, so here at 11:30, we're having two separate matches. One's being streamed live. That match will be Indiana University versus Butler University. Opposite of that, Ball State University and Purdue University will be duking it out. Ultimately, both teams will be playing Busan first and competing for that victory. Now, the first map will be Busan. I'm very interested to see what Indiana University and Butler will be rolling out with here. Golden Quack, can we go over the rosters for those teams real quick?
Yes. Okay, so for Butler, we've got Afti, Penny Chillin, Caldwin, Comrade Doggo, Braith, and Bubbles the Kami. Affy and Penny Chillin on tank, Caldwin and Comrade Doggo on DPS, and Braith and Bubbles on support. Oh, nope, read that wrong, sorry.
Uh-oh.
So instead of Comrade Doggo, it's Zarin Astra. Braith is Humongo Frog, which is even more strange than Braith. And our second support is Depression, which is not the best name for support. And then for Indiana, it is Fossa and Dragonfruit on tank, Hunter SQRD on DPS, and Maelstrom on DPS as well. Latanda and Infire 707 on support.
Thank you for that, Golden Quack. I was able to play a few matches with Hunter Squared and Latanda, perks of being an IU Hoosier, and they had some very interesting compositions, and we're getting forth some interesting dialogue back and forth. I don't think they'll be the heart and soul of the team, but I do expect some interesting plays from the both of them as the match continues. These are two very strong players, and I cannot wait to see what the rest of IU has to come up with. Obviously, a thoroughbred Hoosier, I'm rooting for IU here. Golden Quack, any particular takes you have here?
Um, I am expecting both teams to do their best, and I'll be hoping for an exciting game. Personally, I don't have much experience with Indiana or Butler, considering I go to Ball State, but I know that they are both good in their own little ways. Hopefully, that'll shine through today.
Yes, yes, absolutely. We're just going to be seeing a lot of pure talent here today. All right. Well, we are still waiting for our matches to start. Golden, what compositions do you think we'll be seeing today here on Busan?
Well, lately these are a hog little oh god, I don't know what it's called. That little meta is shining out when I've first started or when I've been playing lately. So maybe someone will, try to switch that up. Maybe they'll go dive. That's also been extremely popular lately. I know Anna's also gotten really good picks, so maybe we'll be seeing an Anna Mercy.
Currently in the meta, it feels like every hero is played to their full potential. I really like where the state of the game is now. We have had a bit of an off-tank meta, but now with an Orisa buff coming through and with McCree getting buffed, it'll be a very balanced game. I expect to see some dive being run, but it can very easily be countered with some good McCree gameplay. Not to mention, if someone decides to bunker down, we do have Ashe in a very strong spot right now, who has been destroying things at the top of the tier. Sombra and Reaper have been wrecking things in ranked and competitive play, but it wouldn't surprise me if we see a great variety amidst the compositions we have, especially with Control. Uh, People on the stream watching, we will first be doing a Control map, then our loser will be picking the next map, which will be Escort, and then if we need to go to a game 3, the loser of that match will pick our final hybrid match. Winner of two of those maps takes the W. Loser goes on to the next round and fights even harder. I'm really excited to see what we have going on here today. Both teams are going to be coming out swinging for their first match. All right. Golden, do you see any other interesting matchups or future games that seem interesting to you?
Um, I don't know. I'm really excited about every single one. I barely ever get to see competitive Overwatch, and hopefully this will give me a good taste of what I will be expecting.
Ah, I also am unfortunately unable to watch some of the competitive Overwatch scene. However, round three does seem interesting to me. Since the first control map, we will be having Ilios as a bit of a Lucio main. Ilios has been one of my favorites. Do I have any Lucio mains in chat that love Ilios as well? I'm sorry. I get so hyped to see Ilios being thrown down here. Ilios is one of my favorite maps. Well is good, just all in all. Anytime that Lucio gets a chance to shine, I'm all for it. And it especially happens here on Control. Maybe we see some gameplay here on Busan, but I wouldn't be too quick for it. I'm predicting some Moira Ana from support here. I don't know. What supports do you think will be run for Busan?
Um, like I said before, Anna's really a good pick to go with some of how the game has changed throughout the years. I've seen Anna be really small when I first started playing, and now whenever I want to play her, it always seems like she's being taken. So I'm expecting an Anna and maybe a smaller healer, maybe Mercy, or perhaps even a Brigitte for the team fights.
I do want to see some Brig gameplay. However, I do not think that will be occurring today. Brig has been nerfed into the ground rather hard, meaning there will be less brawls involved with her. If we're looking for a brawl comp, I feel Moira would be the safest play for these teams to run here. But regardless, we'll see how these matches go up. If we see some Brig gameplay, I'm here for it. Off meta, here we go.
Putting my money
Again,
down now.
putting the money down now. Very confident on that. I do like the idea of a Mercy pick, though, and Ana is strong with that anti. But the CC involved, I'm sorry. I'll also be missing some BAP gameplay. He's been nerfed quite a bit recently, but his ultimate cost did just get decreased. I'm hoping we can see him maximized to his full potential here today.
Lately, it seems every single support's been being nerfed except Mercy again.
Fair enough. Metas have been changing to support less heals and more of a freestyle dive comp. It'll be very interesting to see how these all turn out. Our first match should be beginning in 2 minutes. I don't know what to say. I'm really excited to see what IU has to pull out here. All right. Let's see. Oh, how can I forget? We failed to mention Orissa's buff. Added 50 HP, increased projectile speed. We could be seeing a bit more Orisa gameplay.
It certainly depends on what kind of team the colleges are going for. If they're going for someone who can bunker down and stay on point for as long as they possibly can, then Orisa is always a good pick. But if they're looking for someone who can push the enemy team back, then I definitely think they'll be sticking with the off tanks.
Yeah, I feel that Zarya and Roadhog have been buffed, even though recent nerf to beam damage did come through. 30% less to armor, but even then, Zarya's in this really strong spot and continues to have one of the best ults in the game. Grav can win a team fight.
Unless, of course, they've got an enemy diva that can eat that right up.
Diva and Sigma, both strong counters to that, of course. Who knows though? Hopefully we'll see some pro Grav gameplay. Even better, some pro Sigma would be appreciated. Sigma's in this interesting niche spot right now. Less shield than Orisa, but somehow more versatile in the team fight. Not to mention a stun. Very welcome in a game so team reliant as Overwatch. And when shutting some one player down can mean the win can influence the team fight. All right. I'm getting word now that we have one team in for our game. We're currently waiting for our second team. Stick with us as we wait for our first match to begin. I'm Wilson Avila, and we are here today for the Battle for Indiana 2020. Overwatch will begin shortly. With 2 spectators in match, we are about to see our first match of the day. I'm hyped for it. Golden, you ready for it?
Absolutely. I'm so ready to yell at other people for not doing their jobs.
Classic Overwatch. All right. We are now entering Busan, and both teams for first match looks like we'll be going to Mecha Base here. Mecha Base is very interesting. I do like the mechanic of the walls moving up and down from time to time in the match. You know what I'm talking about, Golden?
Absolutely. Sometimes that can save a life or, endanger it.
It can create unwanted team fights and provide cover when absolutely necessary. It's a very versatile map that is very suited for dive, especially with a high ground accessible to both sides of points. Let's see what we're running here. Looks like we have Hunter running a Reaper, Maelstrom with an Ashe, Dragon running a Rhine, Zarya with Zarya, Moira, and Lucio. Interesting picks here from IU. It looks like they're just trying to win the brawl comp here. What are you seeing on the other team here, Golden?
It certainly seems that Butler is ready to push into their team and not stop pushing until
But the Death Blossom able to get 3, and the Moira Cole gets them all. That is a team wipe. Golden, they were struggling at the beginning, but now looks like they're about to get 50% on point. How do you think Butler's going to hold this point with fewer ultimates?
I think as long as they're smart with their abilities and who they've decided to attack as a team, it'll definitely push for more communication, but hopefully they can build their ults a lot faster.
Hopefully they can. Oh, but just like that, 2 people are out of the fight. Hunter and Dragon getting 2 picks. Bob coming out on point. Bob will ultimately be helping IU take this point. That being said, Butler was able to get 59%, and that's still vital. Humongous Frog speeding people out of spawn. There might be enough time for 2 team fights, but ultimately there will be one well-fought team fight here if Butler and IU are able to hold it off. By the way, Humongous Frog is really doing some good work. He or she has been timing their amps perfectly in the team fight, saving a Reaper that was critical. Let's see what they're able to make with this. IU has 90%. If Butler's going to have to make a move, they're going to have to do it within the next 5 seconds. Oh, but there's 2 people down. Make that 3. It's all down to a Cole, Lucio, and IU has it. Objective secured, and IU has first point. Control will be best of 3, so all IU has to do is take 1 more point, and they get a solid win in the best of 3 matchup. Quack, what were you impressed with in this match?
Definitely the heals. Butler was definitely pulling out good heals when the first grav came out. I saw Depression going at it with that healing orb as well as the manual heals. And then Humongo Frog is definitely doing extremely good on Lucio. It's hard to balance the speed with the healing, but I think he's definitely found the rhythm.
Right you are. Humongo Frog gets a bit of an MVP from me for right now. It'll be interesting to see what they're able to do here on Sanctuary. That speed is really appreciating getting to first point. The Sombra pick is interesting. It is very meta, but the hacks will have to come in perfectly timed. Our team fight's going, and it looks like it's in favor of IU. I don't want to get my hopes up too quickly. Oh, but with 2 picks and a charge onto Humongo Frog. Oh, but Hunter falls to Zarya. And Voss is down too. It's a 4v3 on point. Humongo Frog hoping to speed back in, but IU caps. Voss is still down, though. This could be enough of a stagger for Butler to get a strong push onto the point. Looks like IU's just setting up for their next fight. Also, look at Dragonfruit already at 73% on ult charge. This is very intense for him. It looks like he'll be the first with an ult this match. Maelstrom hoping to get a pick with Ashe. Dynamite comes out, and the burn's applied. If there's one ability that'll slow down a team push, it is that Dynamite. It's a very interesting addition to the game. Very interesting to see it popped out. Infire hacked. Foster's about to fall. Oh, but it looks like everyone on IU side just comes out. Perfectly timed Cole to keep everyone alive. Latonda. Perfectly timed that ult. Just enough to keep everyone alive. It looks like Hunter's going to be playing aggressive here. And Ashe also going up. Ooh, good burn. IU has 2 ults built up already. Butler looking for their first. That grav could come into play. How do you think, Quack, Afti, do you think Afti could win this and take point with the grav?
If Afti can focus their targets really well, they will definitely have to talk to the other team members because a grab without any push is a horrible realization in comp.
Maelstrom is down for the count, but IU has 3 picks. It looks like IU is winning the ult fight, and with 90%, they might just cap here. We're hopping along with Infire, just speeding around. Hope certainly counters that damage orb. And there's the pick! The boop coming onto Humongo Frog! The IU's grav comes out. Oh, it's all a little bit hectic on my screen. And there's the Bob for safety. And here comes the beat drop. Hunter squared with the Death Blossom. IU just has too many ultimates. I don't think Butler can take this. And just like that, IU gets the first dub of the match. Well played, Indiana University. What's play of the game gonna be? Oh, we get Zernstras's Reaper. This was on Mecha base. It was really well timed. That secured Butler its first cap and only cap of the best of 3. Impressive gameplay all around. Now Butler will be determining the next map. It will be an escort. I'm very interested to see how this goes. Oh, there's our cards. Of course, Afti and Latonda getting MVPs from both their matches. I was jealous of the Lucio gameplay. Imanga Frog gets some respect in my book, but Latanda had a very clutch coalescence there. Quack, what were you thinking of our support gameplay all around?
Absolutely. I love to see some good supports out on the field, and Latando was definitely timing that coalescence really well with how her team was going. I think it's very difficult to play Moira as only a healer, personally, but she definitely seemed to have found her own rhythm.
Latanda popped off there a bit. I am very interested to look back over this gameplay. This was a very even match. It looked like IU was dominating, but Butler had some key plays that were able to win them some team fights. It's just unfortunate none of that was able to pop up on second point. All right. Let's see what our second channel. I'm very excited to see what our escort map will be. What map are you excited to see here, Quack?
I definitely want to. God, now I gotta think of all the escorts. There's
Yeah,
quite a bit. I
quite
honestly
a
can't
few.
tell.
We could see some Junkertown gameplay.
Hmm.
That would be interesting. And we could see a bit of a bunker, especially with the buffed Orisa. Who knows? Maybe we can even get a potentially buff Bastion play here. I'm all for
Bastion's
that.
always dangerous.
It'll be interesting to see if we get some Bastion gameplay. Oh, it looks like we might be getting Junkertown. Butler, it looks like Butler wants Junkertown on this map. Junkertown is a very interesting escort map in that the road to first cap is very elevated. You can get some nice high ground plays going. Especially with second point and with third point, there's just opportunities for good high ground play. But there's also some really nice flank opportunities. Maybe we see Buff McCree enter the fray. One thing's for sure, I think you can expect to see some Ash or Widow gameplay from the defense here, either way. What heroes do you think we can expect to see here, Quack?
I'm definitely expecting some sort of hit scan taking over the high ground. I a strong widow or an ash can be deadly in a fight,
Hunt.
especially up on that window. Sorry.
Ah, yes, that window. I know exactly what you're talking about. 100%. Can't agree with you on that. One well placed headshot wins that team fight. 5v6 means a lot in Overwatch. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Overall, though, the team fight is what makes the difference here, and nothing quite starts with that like the tanks. We saw some good Zarya gameplay. It wouldn't surprise me if we see some hog from the defense here. Calling it right now, expect some hog gameplay on Junkertown. It's his home, right there alongside Junkrat. I'm expecting it. Not to mention, he is still in a good state right now with the shotgun buff coming through. His damage may have been reduced, but he can still one shot. He can still do the combo on squishies. How do you feel about Hog and his combo, Quack? I know it's a very rough point of contention amongst the Overwatch players.
He is certainly a force to be messed with if you are willing to go up against him. If you're not a tank, then expect him to hook you and completely demolish your plan.
Yeah, I am expecting some good gameplay here, especially from the tanks. I wasn't able to cast so much. There's just so much going on in Overwatch. But yes, we saw some fine gameplay last match. And it looks like we're entering the game. Oh, wait a minute. This is just in. I was wrong. We are not getting Junkertown. We are getting Havana. Oh, we still get some elevated plays here. Honestly, second point Havana, or second push Havana, is one of the best pushes. I love it. It's just great all in all for escort. Highlights good play opportunities for defense. Highlights good flanks for both sides. I'm very excited to see how Havana goes here. Apologies to the chat for getting the map wrong. I was hoping for Junkertown. I saw Junkertown in chat. I was a bit too quick to jump the gun here, but I'm very excited to see some Havana gameplay. Oh, all right. And it looks like, I don't know who's on who. Oh, it looks like Butler is starting on the attack. They're opening Diva, Mercy, Lucio, Winston, Echo, Ash. I like this comp. Very strong in the beginning. Not to mention Diva Bomb can clear point. Quack, tell me what we see on IU's composition here. What works for it?
We are seeing a Mercy and a Moira as their supports, Reinhardt and Zarya as their tanks, and Ashe and Reaper as their damage. I definitely see some good plays here. That Reaper can definitely push the team fights. And Ashe is deadly from afar, especially against that Echo.
Diva out of mech already for Butler. And Diva just wiped. Oh, but the res coming in for clutch. Depression getting it off just in time. Maelstrom is using that high ground to their advantage. Looks like they're about to get Diva out of mech again. Poor Afti, but Depression just keeps on with the heals. Mercy is very good at focusing a target, specifically a tank, and both tanks dive, and IU is down to Mercy. Zarya is hoping to focus down this Reaper Echo. I can't tell. Oh, they are down one, but IU's still swinging. Reinhardt can hold a corner. And it looks like Humonga Frog absolutely trying to go ham here. Dragon Fruit goes down. IU was down a support earlier. Now they're down a tank. This might be enough for them to keep on with the push. So far, Butler's taken this all the way down. And Depression pops ults. Oh. The ult fight is swinging heavily in the favor of Butler. Looks like we're about to see Bob from Zarenstrasa if they don't get a pick off on her soon. Maelstrom hoping to keep them at bay. And it looks like the tanks, IU's tanks are pulling out, pushing up. Depression coming out with the Guardian Angel, huge ult here, and Humonga Frog pop beat. Hunter pulled out, oh no, Hunter falls in the fight. IU's down 3, make that 4. Latanda and Dragonfruit are left alive. Fossa swaps off of Zarya to go Hog. It looks like we will be seeing some Hog gameplay here after all, but that won't be able to stop Butler from taking first point. And Maelstrom able to get the closing pick off on Latanda. IU is really staggered here. If you were IU in this situation, Quack, what would you be doing?
I would definitely be gathering up, talking about who is going to be popping ult. Definitely planning ahead because Butler is devastating them. And as much as it hurts me to see, any team fall in a fight, it's definitely something to push them towards being a better team. Hopefully we can see.
I'm sorry, that was just a good dynamite place there by the Ashe.
Okay.
Fossa taking some damage here. Latanda keeping everyone alive. Hunter is looking a little weak, but it looks like we're safe for this next team fight. No picks yet on either side, waiting to see who gets that pick off first. We do have a Guardian Angel on IU side, but Depression already pops theirs. Interesting play on the Guardian here. I think that was a bit early, but it is something to push in with. Humonga Frog is down, Hunter's down. Fossa getting HP'd up, and there comes IU's Guardian Angel. Oh, I'm sorry. Messing that up. Valkyrie coming in here. Alright, and Fossa coming in. And we have another swap. Hunter Squared goes to McCree. Looks like they're hoping to counter that Echo. There comes a pull, and Fossa gets a pick off on the Ashe. 2 Ashes. Ashe down. We have 2 picks from IU off on a tank. Oh, this is a tight match. This could be IU's very first team fight win. But Bob coming out. Dragonfruit. Oh no. Bob's able to get a closing pickup on Dragonfruit, trying to charge away at the last minute. And Fossa tries to go whole hog. That doesn't work. Butler wins the team fight. But Dragonfruit coming in with a shatter. We could see some big plays here. However, we do have Primal, Duplicate, and B from the enemy team here. I'm very excited to see how this will go. Hunter on his McCree. Running a little weak, but we'll see how this works. Also note, Mercy is close to Valkyrie again. We could see some gameplay, but Depression running weak here. And never mind, she's back to half. Caldwin might have to pop Duplicate. Yep, there it is! Duplicate on Ryan. And just like that, Dragonfruit out of the fight. There's a Primal Monkey. And oh, that is a full team wipe from Butler. What a push they have had. with 3 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock, and they just got an extra 2 from capping second point. Looks like this is going to go full distance here. Wouldn't surprise me if we see Butler get it all the way, but how much time can IU shave off that clock here? Do you think any of IU's swaps have helped them at all, Quack?
I think the McCree was definitely a good pick if he can get up on the high ground and get some good picks. He's definitely strong, and if he can somehow get behind them, his ult will be devastating towards the enemy team.
Interesting that you mentioned that Hunter just now gets ult. Latonda about to pop Cole for the next team fight. Afty pulls off the sorry. Oh, they get a pick off. Bob comes out from IU. It looks like Butler's down 4. Make that 5. IU wins the team fight. Hunter pops his ult, but it looks like it's coming down to nothing. Oh, wait. Hunter canceled? Never mind. Hunter still has his ult. So we can see Deadeye for next fight. Caldwell hoping to get some cheeky damage with Echo. And Fossa hoping to get an early Roadhog pick here. If you could just hook that Echo and one-shot that, that would be devastating for the next fight. Hunter gets a... Sigma was running low. Fortunately, Afty getting great heals right now. And here comes the Valkyrie from Depression. And it looks like that'll be just enough to keep everyone alive for the team fight. IU hasn't been taking a ton of damage. Dragonfruit's been taking a lot of damage with his shield. Good tank play all around from IU, especially now that they're able to get a hold. And there's Dragonfruit with the pick on Zernyastra. My apologies, Zernyastra. And they're down a member, but with Spawn being ridiculously close to Butler, we can see him entering the team fight back here. IU's hold on to ults, and there's Latonda's Cole. Maybe it's just enough to keep everyone alive. Caldwell duplicated, but wasn't able to get anything off. Primal Monkey is able to take down an Ashe, and Mercy down 2. This isn't looking good for IU. IU down 2 members of this fight. Make that 3. Butler just chugging along. Good ultimates here, and they still are holding on to Sigma ult. This will be very big here. Butler making good moves. IU has 2 minutes and 45 seconds to hold them here. Caldwell hits the Fire Strike. Hunter hoping to get some picks with his McCree. At least enough damage, but it looks like it's not enough. Latonda gets a good healing orb off. Afty unable to get anything done with that ult, but he's getting a pick off on the Ashe. However, IU gets the res off on our Ashe and picks off Maelstrom. Looks like IU has this. Hunter hoping to stagger some more, and Latonda's able to melee the Ashe to death. IU wins the team fight, but Depression able to get the res off on Lucio. Interesting call on the res there. Res is a very strong ability in the game, and it might have been a bit too early for it. However, it does build up that ult charge, which will be massive for the next team fight. IU holding on to Shatter, and it looks like Cole will be coming up here soon for IU too. What do you think will be the next big ult play for the game, Quack?
It would definitely be a good Shatter if they can keep the enemy team off that cart for a minute and 30 seconds more than they have succeeded in their attempt to stop it. But if they somehow completely botch it, then it's done for them.
Latonda pops a huge pull, and that's going into this massive Latonda Hunter getting picks off everywhere. That might be play of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Impressive use of ultimate by Latonda with the bag to signal the end of the team fight. A minute 16 left. Perhaps that 112 buff will be kicking in here soon. Depression about to have Valkyrie again. Maelstrom getting some nice damage off and has Bob ready for the next team fight. The Diva pick is interesting here. It looks like they're hoping to dive that backline. A pick off on Ashe can mean the difference between a team fight won and a team fight lost. Mech fell off of map. Primal coming out here. Depression using Valkyrie again. And here comes Bob from IU. IU still holding on to Whole Hog and Deadeye. This next fight's up for grabs. Oh wait, Maelstrom gets 3 picks, 2 with Dynamite and 1 from our favorite robot Bob. Oh, good pick and good res. Fossa fell and is back in the fight. IU with 28 seconds left. It looks like they're able to make a full stop here. Butler has one last push. They're gonna have to come out swinging, but they will probably have beat for next fight unless Maelstrom can pick them off. 15 seconds left. Oh, and they swap over to Ana for the last fight. 10 seconds on the clock. Mercy as Valkyrie pops it. But Hunter could be looking for a cheeky high noon. Good use of dynamite here. Is it enough to prevent them? No, there's still going to be a brawl on point as we head into overtime. Beat comes out from Lucio. Fossa looking to go in hand and heart. Latonda about to... There's a call from Latonda. Hunter with 2 picks. Dragon Fruit with the charge. Butler's down 3. Humonga Frog open to hold. There goes Ana. Humonga Frog, Lucio, and Ryan holding point all by himself. Is it enough? Absolutely not. IU able to get the full stop before we reach the full distance. What a hold from IU. They were down to 5 minutes and 15 seconds there at the end of that. I could not believe they were able to hold after that. And it looks like we'll see a play of the game, yep, from Latonda at the end. What strong team fights here. I would not have expected this to be held. With 5 minutes on the clock, after capping point 2, that's usually game over in pros, right, Quack?
Absolutely. It's hard to get that last push on Havana.
Last push on him was not defense-sided at all. IU able to get something together. Really big props on Maelstrom, timing that dynamite just right. IU able to get a very strong hold. Now, it looks like we're going to have to reset for the next Havana match. So that way we can swap sides. IU will be on attack this time. All they need to do is push just a little bit farther than Butler did, given the same amount of time. There was a bit... Hog gameplay came out near the end. Quack, do you think we can see that close to the beginning of the game, just to throw some stuff off?
I think it's a lot better to have shields at the beginning of the game so that they can have a really strong push. And then when it's in more of an enclosed area, Hog is a much more effective pick.
Fair enough. I noticed Butler... I don't see Butler mess with the Hog at all. Butler could run with Hog here on defense, but it looks like we're about to see some ball gameplay. Ball, Sigma, Ana, Lucio, Echo, Ash. Interesting picks here from the defense. I am very excited to see how this goes. Double shield with a Lucio to provide heals and Ana to be a strong backline supporting the Ash and Echo. Tell me what we're seeing on IU side here, Quack.
So far, we've only got a Mercy for support and a Sombra for damage. Oh, and Latonda has chosen her all-effective Moira. Maelstrom has decided to go Ash again. Dragon Fruit is sticking with his Ryan, and Fossa is still undetermined.
Oh, we get some Hog gameplay. 600 HP in a dream. Let's get it. Firestrike able to find Ryan. That gets some early ult charge. Getting Shatter early can mean the difference in winning a game. Maelstrom also at 11% on ult. Ana getting some good ult charge here as well for this team fight, but now we're hopping on to Sigma. Interesting use of his shift there, but is able to make it through the next fight. At this point, I think IU's trying to run Sigma's shield weak. Either way, good damage off here. Zaren's Strawset falls down. Huge pick from... Oh, Hunter swapped off of Sombra to Doomfist. Interesting. We're going to be seeing some interesting cheeky plays here. I was not expecting a Doomfist on Havana. How do you feel about Doomfist's viability on Havana? This is a very heavy melee map, and places where there could be a lot of range. Doomfist is interesting here, I think. Don't you agree, Quack?
I mean, absolutely, but considering there's no one on the enemy team to stop him from going absolute ham on their backlines, it seems like such a good pick.
Fair enough, unless Ana's able to hit those sleeps, but nothing has really happened. IU pushing it all the way up. Maelstrom uses... Oh, and gets a pick off on Zarenstrasse. It feels like Maelstrom's been winning a lot of these 1v1. Oh, and another DPS is down for the count. And yes, IU gets first point with 6.5 minutes on the clock. Cheeky spot there for some snipes. Get some damage off. Maelstrom at 100 HP, but that doesn't stop Maelstrom from going in. Alright, Maelstrom falling back. Looks like we're about to get a good team fight here. IU has... Oh, wait. What a pickoff on Hunter Squared. Butler has the ultimate advantage here. And, oh, wait. Valkyrie comes out from IU. I don't know if I agree with that play. But everyone's come back, and Hunter Squared swaps over to Reaper. Very interesting. I don't even think we got to see a Q from Doom here. Definitely one of the more game-changing abilities. But Hunter able to get a pick off on the Sigma, and Ash comes back into the team fight. That could be enough to get them get that extra push in here. Quack, how do you think this next team fight's gonna go?
I think it's really dependent on the sports to keep their tanks up while they just try to stop the team.
Alright, I asked, and it looked like IU answered. Maelstrom got a good cheeky pickoff on the Ana, and that was just enough to swing the fight in IU's favor. IU pushing fast, pushing hard, and it looks like they might just cap a bit sooner than Butler here. Interesting play. But Butler does have ult advantage here. Yet again, holding on to 5 ults. They are going to need to pop some here soon just to keep things interesting and keep Butler's chances in this game. Maelstrom going aggressive here. I like to see it, but it might not be the best to keep him alive. Beat comes out from Butler. Not surprisingly, no one dies in that team fight. It fired down! Oh, huge shatter from the duplicated Echo. Echo went on Rhine, and that was just enough to win that team fight. Duplicate is a very interesting ability, and it does not surprise me to see a lot of Rhine picks with that. Colvin able to get the pick off on Fossa, but Lucio is down for the fight, and Echo down as well. Bob is unable to be in this next team fight. All they have for this next one is Ana Nano and Shatter. IU has a heavy ult advantage right now, and Hunter about to get his Death Blossom with Mercy about to get her Valkyrie. IU playing really aggressive here. I don't like how far up IU's pushing it, keeping one person on cart. Quack, what are your thoughts?
Sometimes it's best to keep pushing until the enemy team knows to stay away for a little while. It's the best thing to do when you are on to get land.
True, fair enough. Asserting dominance can be a very huge strategy here. It wouldn't surprise me if we see competing, but oh, Bob comes out for Maelstrom, but that doesn't save him. After he gets the pick up, Hunter Squared though goes ham and gets 2 picks of his own before he passes from Afti. Afti is doing some pro Sigma gameplay here. Latonda hoping to keep people alive with their ult. Oh, but the anti is going to kill that Rhine. They're able to get a cheeky pickup onto Ana though. Latonda and Mercy fighting for their lives, and Penicillin getting the pickoff on Fossa to end that team fight. Good use of Nano there from Ana to keep everyone alive, or to keep their tank alive. Wow. And Caldwin about to have duplicate again. That could shift the next team fight. Getting 3 ultimates out is absolutely massive, and with Echo, you can do that in the span of 15 seconds. That's all you need. And there's the duplicated Rhine. Let's see what they're able to do. Oh, but it looks like Hunter Squared gets the pickoff on the enemy Reinhardt, and there goes Echo out of ult. Zaren Strasser gets a pickoff on Dragonfruit. Afti picks up. Oh, they're just messing him up here. The support line falls. IU is down. I think we're gonna have to see some swaps here from IU. What would you be swapping off to here, Quack?
Oh god, I keep messing up the teams. It definitely seems that they need to get someone else to counter that Echo, because she is absolutely demolishing them.
A hit scan would be appreciated here, but Maelstrom is doing cheeky damage with the Ashe. It wouldn't surprise me. Dragonfruit uses Shatter. Latonda pops ult too. Dragonfruit's still down for the count though. Maybe Cole is able to keep everyone in the team fight though. Nope, Maelstrom falls and Mercy falls. It's just Latonda keeping everyone healed. Butler is just going to keep pushing the cart back. However, IU does have time to regroup. 3 minutes and 40 seconds is an awful long time to push. Alright, and we see Fossa hoping to get some damage here. Honestly, it wouldn't expect me to see a Hoggle coming in clutch here for this next fight. Latonda, weak, and there comes Sigma ult. Absolutely massive. Fortunately, they're able to get Afti off, and Bob pulled out. I think that was a bit of a waste of a Bob there.
So
Definitely a bit early, and Bob's not going to get much use here. Interesting use of nade there to keep the Ashe alive and supported. Xerath and Astra finding the rhythm with Ashe in the last 3 minutes of the game. Very good plays. But Maelstrom's able to get to the pick. Fossa gets Afti too. Afti's been a bit of a carry. And Cole coming out and Reaper Death Blossom out. Dragon Fruit with the charge onto the Lucio. Don't see that too often. And it looks like IU finally getting able to push it. I think that might be enough for them to win, but I guess we're just going to let this play out. Hunter gets the pick off on Ryan. Maelstrom gets the pick off on... Oh, wow. This is going all sorts of ways for IU. But Humongous Frog hoping to keep everything alive on point. Bob eliminated. Very surprising to see that gets killed. Yep, IU definitely has it, but they're just pushing it the extra distance to confirm that dub. Wait, no. There's a stall at 1.4 meters. Never mind. There it is. IU with the dub, winning 2-0 over Butler. Good match. What do you think play of the game is here, Quack?
It's apparently penicillin.
All right, talk me through. What was this play?
Okay, so far he's gotten nanoed by the Ana, which is always a good pick. He's going ham on their enemy, and Afti is coming in with cleanup with ult.
After getting 76% of kill elimination, very rightly so, he deserves all of that praise coming through for him. Afti was MVP of that match, no doubt, single-handedly holding off so many pushes. It just took 4 ultimates from IU to get him, though. I mean, only 4. Either way, very impressive start to the series. IU taking home that first dub. Let me just check here. I think we're getting reports from our other match. Yes, Purdue also swept their competition, beating Ball State 2-0. Purdue played on Busan and Havana as well. So it looks like we're getting some interesting gameplay here. Both teams wanted Havana after Busan, though. I think that's a bit interesting. Either way, I'm extremely interested to see how this next matchup goes. Let's see. Next up, we've got Ball State University versus Indiana University. Early prediction here, Quack? Ooh, that's the early prediction. I don't know, though. We don't know. Butler has been running strong in the battle